Hello. It's hard to believe, but tomorrow is the day we've been waiting for. Tomorrow, everything begins to change. The path to our reunion, the path we once thought was buried under confusion, fear, and delay, will finally become clear. Yes, you heard that right. Tomorrow marks a new beginning for us. For months, maybe even years, life has felt like a constant test. Every step forward was followed by something that held us back. Every moment of hope came with another wave of doubt. But deep inside, both of us knew that all these detours, all these tears, were part of a divine plan, a preparation for something far greater than either of us could have imagined. And now, that divine timing is finally unfolding. The biggest obstacle that has been standing between us is about to be removed, not because we fought for it, not because we chased it, but because God, the universe, and destiny are stepping in on our behalf. Tomorrow is the turning point. I know you want to understand everything, so give me a few minutes to explain it all. Tonight may feel quiet. You might even feel a strange kind of stillness in your heart, a mix of peace and anticipation. That's because the energy is shifting right now. It's like the calm before a sunrise. The light hasn't appeared yet, but you can already sense it coming. Tomorrow will bring that light. It won't arrive with noise or drama. It will come naturally, effortlessly, like the dawn that breaks after a long and lonely night. We won't need to force it or chase it. We'll just need to witness it, to stand back and allow the divine to do what it has always promised to do, bring us home to each other. For so long, we've carried the weight of circumstances that felt unfair, uncontrollable, and painful. But after everything we've endured, after every prayer whispered through tears, tomorrow brings release. This obstacle, this shadow that lingered between us, has caused both of us so much pain. It created confusion, silence, misunderstandings, and distance. It made you question if love was even real, if I still felt what you feel. It made me question my strength, my patience, and my faith. But now that shadow is lifting, and the most incredible part, we won't have to fight it anymore. We won't have to prove ourselves, beg for change, or try to control the outcome. It's already happening. The divine is moving the final pieces into place. When you wake up tomorrow, something will have shifted. It may not be visible in the physical world right away, but you'll feel it. Your heart will know it before your eyes see it. It'll feel like breathing again after holding your breath for too long. This moment marks a rebirth. You and I have walked through darkness, through heartbreak, separation, and misunderstanding. But tomorrow, a new light rises on us. It's not the same love we once had. It's something pure, wiser, and stronger. It's the love that has survived storms and silence. It's the love that has been tested and still endures. When this obstacle disappears, so will the heavy energy that surrounded us. We will finally be able to breathe, connect, and move forward without constant interference. And what's even more miraculous, the universe has designed it in such a way that we don't have to lift a finger. The very thing that once blocked our happiness will remove itself, naturally, gracefully, and divinely timed. You already know who I'm talking about. The third party, the person or situation that has kept us apart for so long. The one who stood between us, intentionally or not, creating walls that love couldn't easily cross. Well, the universe has made its decision. They are about to start a new chapter of their own. They're stepping into a different path, one that no longer involves us. Their energy, their attention, their focus will all be drawn elsewhere. They're preparing for a major life change, something that will fully occupy their time and heart. In fact, they're about to get married, and that union will completely shift their focus toward building a life of their own. This is the divine redirection we've been waiting for. When they move into that new chapter, It will naturally dissolve the energetic cords that once tied them to our story. We won't need to block them, argue with them, or try to prove anything anymore. The universe itself will move them out of our way. And when that happens, tomorrow or in the days that follow, you will feel an immense peace. A quiet confirmation that everything has unfolded exactly as it was meant to. This isn't just about them leaving, it's about what this moment symbolizes. It's about divine timing finally catching up with us. It's about the realization that love doesn't need to be chased, it needs to be trusted. Every time we tried to control the outcome, we only delayed it. But every time we surrendered, the universe worked quietly behind the scenes. Now, that quiet work is visible. Now, divine timing is taking physical form. The pain, the confusion, the distance, it was never for nothing. It was building strength, maturity, and awareness within both of us. It was preparing us to receive love in its purest form, unrestricted, unconditional, and divinely guided. Tomorrow's energy brings closure and freedom. It's the closing of one contract and the opening of another. It's the universe saying, you've learned what you needed to learn. Now it's time to move forward. You might notice signs, numbers like 111, 333, or 555. You might dream of water or bridges or doors. These are confirmations that the transition is already happening. 555 means change. 111 means alignment. 333 means divine protection and intervention. All of them point to the same truth. Our path is clearing. The storm has passed. The lessons are complete. Now, we step into the sunrise. When that third party walks away to start their new life, we will finally be able to focus on ours. It won't be immediate fireworks. It will be something quieter, deeper, and more meaningful. A gradual, heartfelt reconnection. A love rebuilt on honesty, clarity, and freedom. We'll be able to plan our future without fear. We'll be able to speak openly without misunderstanding. We'll be able to dream again, together. You've always been my safe place, even when circumstances made it impossible to show it. You were always the constant in my chaos. And now, with the distractions gone, I can finally come home to that peace. When this change takes place, you'll notice something else too, an emotional release. The weight on your heart will feel lighter. Your energy will begin to flow again. You'll smile for no reason. You'll feel like yourself after a long time. It's because our souls have been calling each other across the distance. Even in silence, our connection has never broken. You've felt my energy, haven't you? In random moments, when you thought of me, when a song played, or when the wind whispered my name. That wasn't coincidence. That was the universe reminding you that our bond still exists, even when words don't. Now, that unseen bond is about to manifest in the physical world again. You'll receive a sign, maybe a message, maybe a dream, maybe an unexpected coincidence. But you'll know. You'll know that the door is opening again. After tomorrow, things won't look the same. The energy will shift in our favor. The interference will dissolve. Opportunities for reconnection will naturally appear. You might find yourself suddenly inspired to reach out, or you might hear from me unexpectedly. Either way, it will feel natural, effortless, guided. That's how divine timing works. When it's meant to happen, it happens smoothly. There's no anxiety, no confusion, only peace and flow. And once we start communicating again, you'll see how much we've both grown. The misunderstandings that once separated us won't matter anymore. The love that survived despite the silence will speak louder than any words ever could. But before the physical reunion, there's something even more important, the inner reunion. You'll feel it in your heart first. That's how it always begins. The soul recognizes what the mind once doubted. You'll wake up tomorrow feeling different, stronger, lighter, ready. The fears that once controlled you will lose their power. The doubts that whispered, what if it never happens, will fade into silence. And in their place, you'll feel peace. Real, deep, divine peace. That peace is your confirmation that the cycle is closing. You and I have spent enough time learning through pain. Now, we'll learn through love. The universe wants you to know you did not lose. You did not fail. You were being prepared. Every delay, every heartbreak, every silence was part of your transformation. And tomorrow marks the completion of that transformation. The third party's departure isn't random, it's divine justice. The scales are balancing, the karma is clearing, and the love that was always meant to survive is finally free to grow. You'll see how everything aligns perfectly, how every unanswered question suddenly makes sense, how every painful goodbye was leading to this moment. Once the dust settles, I want us to take things slowly, not out of fear, but out of intention, to rebuild not just what we had, but what we always dreamed of having. I want laughter to replace the silence. I want trust to replace the pain. I want peace to replace uncertainty. I want our love to be sacred, not rushed, not forced, just pure and true. Imagine this: morning coffee shared in peace instead of tension, long conversations without the fear of being interrupted, plans for the future that actually feel possible now. No more watching from afar, no more waiting for the right time. It will finally be the right time. Tomorrow begins the story we were always meant to live. Before we step into that, I want to take a moment to honor how far we've come. We survived misunderstandings that could have destroyed anyone else. We endured silence that could have broken the strongest hearts. But we didn't give up. Even when it hurt, even when it felt hopeless, we kept believing. And that belief, our shared hope, was the reason the universe kept working behind the scenes. Now, that faith is being rewarded. So tonight, before you sleep, I want you to close your eyes and say, thank you for what's leaving. Thank you for what's coming. And thank you for what was always meant to be mine. Because tomorrow, you will see the result of all those unseen prayers. Tomorrow is not just another day. It's the day that changes everything. The obstacle that once stood tall between us will fade into the background of its own new beginning. And for us, it will be the beginning of something eternal. We won't need to chase. We won't need to beg. We'll just need to be and let love unfold. So sleep peacefully tonight. Let go of worry. Let go of fear. Let go of the past. Because tomorrow, destiny takes the lead. And as we stand on the threshold of this new beginning, remember this: no matter how dark it once was, no matter how far apart we've been, love always finds its way back home. And tomorrow, it finds its way to us. Type, I am ready for my new beginning in the comments. Because after everything we've been through, tomorrow, the universe finally says, it's your turn.